Well, hello, all of you beautiful people out there in Minecraft land. How are you today? I am fantastic. Thanks for asking. Welcome back to another very exciting episode on the IgnitorSMP server. And I say very exciting because there are so many things happening this week. It's crazy, including horse race stuff. That's this. This is the horse race track. I don't know if I've actually shown you guys the whole horse race track or not. So I'm just gonna kind of run it while I'm talking, or maybe not, because it's really hard to do in third person. But this is the horse race track. Later on this week, we are actually doing the draw. So that will take place in the shopping district. Later in this episode, we'll draw names to see who will compete against who in round one. And then, we'll see how we are doing for future rounds. Yes, there's lava in here. You got to be careful. What else? Oh, Guardian Farm. I need to do some upgrades to the Guardian Farm as well. It is losing items because I am not very good at redstone. No, it's just it produces way more items than my hoppers can handle, so I have to do some upgrades to it. But before I get to any of those, I actually need to meet up with Onyx for at least the first time this episode, because we need to chat about his skin.
At the moment, but that's fine.
Onyx! Hey!
Hello, Vid.
How are you today?
Oh, I am really good. Didn't expect to see you here.
You're actually hovering like one half a block up for some reason. Is that a consequence of you wearing this bizarre skin that I guess you're still in?
Maybe. I completely forgot I look like this still.
Yeah, did you know that I repaired the house?
Oh, really?
Yeah, there you go. You just kind of fell back down again. Now you're at ground level again. Yes, a little earlier this week, I figured out the redstone in the house, and I saw that it was splashing with something, but it seemed to be empty, so I ended up filling it with XP bottles. It's a special formulation that, it cured perfect pigs anyway, so maybe you want to give it a try? Hey, this is Vid in the editing room, and I just wanted to say really quick that Perfect Pigs has changed his name to Ironite. So if you hear me say Perfect Pigs, I'm referring to Ironite, and if you hear me say Ironite, I'm referring to Perfect Pigs, or formerly Perfect Pig. So from here on out, he's Ironite.
Yeah, that sounds good. Hopefully it actually works. Did you try it? Because it looks like you're still the same.
You know what? I did. I splashed it on myself, but for some reason, my costume stayed. I'm not sure why. I maybe something internally changed. I'm not really sure, but yeah, for me, it didn't really do a whole lot.
We can just go see if it helps me.
Sure. Do you want to meet me at the house?
Yeah, we'll go do that now.
Okay. All right. And here is the house. And kilRkatt is here. Hello.
Oh. That's a surprise. All right.
Yeah. Maybe he has the same idea. Anyway, like I said, I fixed it. So if you want to try, it's all you. I'm gonna wait outside again.
Oh, watch out behind you. There's a zombie over there.
There's always a zombie.
Yeah. And of course, it's nighttime as well.
Yeah, it's always zombie. It's always nighttime here.
Yeah. All right. I will go in and see if this helps and fixes me.
All right. Enjoy.
All right. It felt weird.
How long were you in there? You just like closed the door and reopened it, and you were only in there for
I'm back.
Wait, what? How did it get to be day? I just watched you walk in that door and walk out again, and okay, I'm very confused right now.
There's seriously something wrong with this place. It's really weird, but I'm back to my skin.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. I guess
cool.
Kill wants to try it too. So
yeah.
Well, there you go. So good luck, good sir. He can't hear me, but he's yeah. I hope it works out for him.
Moments later.
Here I am over at the Guardian Farm. And if you recall, a couple episodes ago, we talked about how this storage system is simply not sufficient for carrying all of the goodies that come out of the farm. And so it is definitely due for an upgrade. And so I've already started the preparations for that. I had a bunch of chests sitting right over here. I moved them. I just moved them actually right back there. They have various things in them. Mostly it's fish. If I just pick any random chest, you can see completely full of raw cod. Yes, I get a lot of raw cod from this particular farm. And I have an idea for solving my bulk issues. More about that in a minute. I also added a nether portal down here because my other nether portal is way up there in the sky, and I found that every single time I wanted to leave this place, I would have to fly all the way up into the sky, waste 3 or 4 rockets just to get to that platform, then get into the nether portal, and then I was good to go. When I came back, it's just a matter of, jumping off that platform and coasting down with the Elytra. That's no big deal. No rockets wasted, but getting away from this place, yeah, 4 rockets is not uncommon. So I thought, if I added a nether portal down here, then I could just jump into the nether, and it would take me to the roof of the nether, which is great. And then if I jump back through that portal, it actually doesn't take me to this one, it takes me to the one up top. So if I want to AFK, I can still get there really simple. If I want to get down here to the main part of the farm, I just jump off the platform and coast all the way down here. Again, no rockets, which is fantastic. But that's not why we're over here. We are over here to do the big build, which is going to go in this area right here. Eventually it's going to replace all these chests, but I designed it in such a way that it would fit right here, so I don't have to remove all these chests just yet. But as the sun goes down and the moon comes up, let's hit that time lapse. Of time lapse, and take a look at this incredible looking machine. This should solve all of my problems, at least I hope so. So what you have here, well, let me start at the top. So obviously these hoppers are not hooked up yet. However, they are all ready to be hooked up. If you recall, a couple episodes ago I was talking about the rows of campfires and hoppers that are underneath this iron platform. And right now, both rows of hoppers head off in that direction, and that's why we have the sort of item collection system at that end. But what I'm going to do is turn one of the hopper lines around so it's facing this way. Then I'll have an auto dropper right over here that will pop items up, and another one over here that will pop items up, and then one on each of the other 2 sides as well. And they're going to run into these 4 sets of hoppers. So they should operate at single hopper speed anyway. So this is a little bit redundant, but that's okay. I don't mind redundancy, because what I have here is hoppers that are going to have water flowing over them, going down into chests. And this is my buffer zone right here to make sure that we don't lose any items. And then there's a whole line of hoppers, and of course I've covered them all with composters just so that we don't end up with a massive lag machine. In case you don't know, putting composters over your hoppers will actually speed things up, unless of course they need to be open to pick stuff up. But when you have this many hoppers, it's good to cover them in composters. Underneath, we have a set of item filters. So these rows go right across, just like you can imagine, and they actually stop in the middle. Anything that doesn't pass by and get filtered out here goes down and just will collect in these chests down here. I'll get to that in a minute. Each one of these, there are 4. One of them for prismarine shards, one of them for prismarine crystals, one of them for ink, and one of them for fish or raw cod. They are doubled on the other side, so same thing. Outside to inside, it'll be shards, crystals, ink, fish. And then these things, you can't really see, but underneath, they kind of all join together. So that each of the common ones will string together, and they end up on the next level. Oof, and that is right down here. You can't really see too well, but you can see all the hoppers and the way all the hoppers feed out. I do have a lot of chests for storage just in case this system does start to get backed up. There's lots of storage up there, so not a big deal. I don't think I'll need any of it because of what's happening down here, but it's buffer, because when this system starts to overflow, it's going to need that backup. All of this stuff feeds down into these 4 items right here, and right here what we have are shulker box loaders. So I have a system here where I can put shulker boxes into this chest right here. They'll filter down into these 4 hoppers and then get picked up by this minecart with a chest in it, and then it rolls over some hoppers over here and should feed all of these droppers right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 droppers, which feed into 4 dispensers, which will dispense up into this area and be ready to have items. But I need to actually get some shulker boxes loaded in there. So let's come over here. Actually, as I recall, oh, there it is right there. I actually have a shulker box full of shulker shells. Well, not quite full of shulker shells, but you get the idea here. Let me just grab a couple of these stacks here because I want to make as many shulker boxes as I can. So let's just do that. And then, of course, we're going to drop the rest on the floor. Let's get these all up here. Boom, in there. And they're going to start filtering down into these 4 hoppers. You can see that these 4 hoppers are filled. In addition, they're loading up this hopper minecart chest here. So I want to get this guy full as well. And there we go. With this last set of shulker boxes, you can see I have a full double chest up here. In addition, all of these hoppers, and there are 8 of them, they are all full of shulker boxes as well. And of course, they've all trickled down into this minecart chest, which is also full. So now, all I should have to do is turn this lever on. Just before I do that, I just kind of want to show you this here. What I have is comparators reading the output of these droppers, or not droppers, not dispensers. These are hoppers. That's what these are. I got redstone on the brain right now. So the idea is when these hoppers fill up, or at least get one shulker box in them, this comparator output will turn off this torch. And when all of the torches go out, it means that all of the shulker boxes have been loaded. So let's get, oops, where's my switch here? Let's get that switched. And we go across. You can see them start to flash as they get loaded. This guy keeps coming back and picking up more. Every time it comes by, it grabs more shulker boxes and fills back up again. Whew, look at that. So cool. And as I mentioned, all of these torches eventually will go out because the hoppers all have at least one shulker box in. In fact, just because of the way the system distributes shulker boxes, there should be exactly 2 in each one of these. And of course, the dispensers, or droppers I should say, are all full. Nothing in the dispenser right now because now we have to do the next step, which is to actually trigger each of these things. And I think they'll only trigger one at a time. Yep. So that dispenses one, and then this one will dispense one, and then this one will dispense one, and then this one will dispense one. You can see that the shulker box Loading cart has made sure to refill these hoppers. So now there's 3 in each one. Well, no, not in each one, but you get the idea. But here we have a shulker box in each one of these spots here, as you can see up there, all ready to accept items from the system up above. I still need to program all the item filters, and I still need to hook up the water streams to make sure this is all working, but I'm going to do that next. So, I just loaded up a whole bunch of prismarine shards up into those chests up there, just to see if this would work, just to make sure, so you can see this very first, or I guess last, set of chests here. This is going to be where the prismarine shards end up. And right now, that purple shulker box right on the end there is filling up. And it just did. It just completely filled up, and hopefully, with any luck at all, there should be in this chest. Let's see if I can get it in third person. Yes! Yes! A box of prismarine shards. A whole shulker box full of prismarine shards. And let's just take a quick look here. And there it is. Completely full of prismarine shards. And the next one is in place. Unfortunately, you can't open them when they're halfway through being filled. But, hey, that's cool. That's all I really wanted. I now have a shulker box loader, or actually a set of 4 shulker box loaders, so all of the products are going to be filtered down into here. I still need to hook up the water streams, so that's next. And just like that, it is now all done. Just like that. I say just like that, but this was, this was a bit of work. Not gonna lie. So what I have here is exactly what I described. I have the 4 droppers now instead of just 2 droppers. I had to go underneath, swim in the water, if you will, and remove a whole set of hoppers and then turn them around the other way. Because at the other end of this platform, there are also 2 more hoppers. And there you go. So you can see there's items actually flowing right up this way. And I brought some items of my own in this chest. Oh, actually, I've got a whole bunch of stuff in this water stream as well. So I should, with any luck at all, just be able to, let's see, if I do like this, just throw this stuff out, and it's all landing up on top, isn't it? Yes, it is. But you get the idea. This should all just like go into this water stream, and hey, why don't I just do it this way, right? I could walk right over to these hoppers and just, oh, look, there's already stuff in these hoppers. So yeah, so some of these hoppers are already getting filled up. That's okay, because I don't have to worry about the whole overflow thing, because I have 4 hoppers and single hopper speed. So we're good. We're good. It's all good. I actually dumped a lot of stuff in here, which is why those hoppers were actually overflowing. So let's just do even more. That. Try not to throw my pants or my hat or stuff in. There. Perfect. And there you go. Gobbled all up. That stuff's going down. And with any luck at all, well, I guess I'm going to have to do it with this as well. At some point, I'll add... At some point, I will add a shulker box unloader, or just a chest unloader or something where I could just dump all this stuff in, because I need to tear all of these things down because they're not even hooked up anymore. You can actually see. So this whole sorting system completely useless, which is fine, because now I can reacquire all of my my goodness. But as all those things filter down, they fill up these shulker boxes, and look, you can actually see I now have 2 shulker boxes full of prismarine shards. Haven't gotten any for any of the other stuff yet, but that's okay. Prismarine shards is what I kept throwing into the system to test. So that's a minor problem. I noticed this before when I was testing, but see what's happening is that because these water streams, let's see if I can go away a little bit. Because these water streams are actually technically above the Guardian farm still, there is a possibility that Guardians actually spawn inside these water streams. And when that happens, they shoot up to the top and they end up just stuck up there. I don't know if that's going to be a problem. Maybe I should put like a lava blade or something up there just to kill them. I want their drops to fall into the hoppers, which would be great, but I don't really want the Guardians hanging around. So I'll have to figure that out at some point. You can see they do swim. They try to swim back a little bit. It's not like they're going to cause any huge difficulty. The biggest problem I have with this is that if they do start to accumulate up there, I'm going to end up with reduced rates in the farm. And nobody wants reduced rates in their farm, right? And as you can see, we now have the lava blades in place. So I carefully calculated this. Apparently, lava goes exactly 4 blocks from the source. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I extended this platform just a little bit. I put a sign in there so that it holds the lava up. And now, if any guardians do happen to spawn in any of these water streams, and I've done the same on all 4 of them, by the way, they pop up, they get trapped under this glass so they can't hop out, and then they basically get brought by the current right up against this lava blade. And all they do is touch it. If they get a little bit too agitated, they swim away. They try to swim away, but eventually they just give up, and then they let the current take them, and it just pulls them right back into the lava blade. I was actually hoping this would happen while I was recording here. While I was building this, it was happening like every minute or so. But, you know, I've just been standing up here walking back and forth on top of this glass for about 5 minutes, just hoping it would happen so I could hit record. But yeah, I guess it's not going to happen. But you'll just have to take my word for it. It does actually work. And here we are with a bird's eye view. We can see a guardian has actually been pulled up in. He touches the lava blade and then he's like, nope, don't like it, tries to swim away, and then just gets bored and lets the current take him right back into the lava blade. Oh my god, that hurts so much. No, I guess it's not so bad. I guess I got, oh my god, that hurts really bad. And then they swim and they're like, no, let's just face plant straight into the lava. Yeah, okay, whatever. That's kind of weird the way they do it. But anyway, you can see now that the lava blades are actually doing their job, taking care of the guardians that spawn, and they won't affect the rates too badly. At the end of the last episode, I decided I was going to offer a contract job to remove all of these pumpkins from my base. So it started out on our Guilded server with this post where I offered the contract to have the pumpkins removed from my base. I was looking for a bid and I wanted to have them all done by this week, willing to pay diamonds. And then I asked for a quote on how much you would charge to remove the pumpkins from my tower. And this is what happened. First, Total Thomas Man jumped in with the question, what would you say is a reasonable amount? After a little bit of discussion, I answered, how about 2 diamond blocks? To which Total Thomas Man responded, no. How about 30 diamonds? That'll be my price. And so the opening bid was set at 30 diamonds from Total Thomas Man. Next, Captain Ronnie jumped in with a bid for 2 diamond blocks. That's 18 diamonds. To which Delta jumped in and offered 20 diamonds, where I replied that the idea is to bid lower than the previous bid. And so I suggested 16 diamonds, and he said, okay, sure. Finally, after much debate, Total Thomas Man jumped in with another bid of 15 diamonds. To which Beef immediately countered, no, let me have it for 14 diamonds. As the deadline approached, I messaged there's only 3 hours left to bid on my pumpkin removal job with the current low bid 14 diamonds by Beef. Within about 30 seconds, Total Thomas Man jumped in with a lower bid of 13 diamonds. So with only 10 minutes to go, the current bid was Total Thomas Man with 13 diamonds, and I suggested, does anybody want to make it 12 diamonds? And, you know, perhaps a tip if they do a good job? Onyx immediately asked, what is this? So after 7 minutes of me explaining the bidding product to Onyx, he offered, what about 10 diamonds? Then with 2 minutes to go, Roddy jumped in with the real play is to snipe a bid at the last minute. I'll do it for a diamond block. And then the real bidding war started. 8 diamonds from Onyx, 7 from Ronnie, 4 diamonds from Onyx, 3 diamonds from Ronnie, 2 diamonds from Onyx, 1 diamond from Ronnie, and finally, at the buzzer, 1 rotten flesh from Onyx, to which I said, sold. So congratulations to Onyx for your winning bid to remove all of the pumpkins from my tower for a payment of 1 rotten flesh.
More moments later.
So, the pumpkins are gone. It looks like Onyx did the job, and there he is. Hello, Onyx. How are you?
I am fantastic, Vid. How are you?
Good. How long did this take you?
I'm not 100% sure, but it really wasn't all that long. I would say maybe 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Perfect. It's exactly what I was thinking. It's a 30-minute job that I didn't want to do, so I'm glad you did. And by the way, here is your payment.
Oh, sweet.
that is what you bid on the job, right? So
it is, yeah. So I'm gonna frame this at my base.
Good stuff. And you know what? Here's your tip. Thank you. I did really appreciate this job. I did not expect anyone to bid, 1 or 2 diamonds or 1 rotten flesh for that matter. I wanted to pay a reasonable price for a reasonable job. So I had it in my head. I was going to pay 2 diamond blocks to whoever actually bid on the job, and you won the job, you did the job, and so there's your 2 diamond blocks.
Oh, thank you very much. I was expecting just to get the rotten flesh, and I was honestly fine with just the rotten flesh, to be honest. But
no problem.
I'll take 2 diamond blocks.
No problem. I'm happy to share it. I've got the wealth, so it's time to start spreading it around, right?
Yes, definitely.
Here I am over at Ironite's base, where Delta and I actually spent some time collecting some grass for Ironite because we know he's working on this large mega base, and we thought we would do him a favor.
It's a trap!
Yeah, and there's a hole next to me, and I'm on 3 hearts. You're probably wondering how this happened. VidMC told me that he left me some grass, and he actually gave me some earlier, so thank you, Vid. And instead, I opened this barrel, and an observer triggered TNT minecarts. The TNT got me, and I almost died, which was very unfortunate. And I really want to see what's in that barrel. If it's actually grass, though, that would be quite nice. Lol. Very funny, Vid. Very funny. Very funny.
And also, because I am such a nice guy helping out, Delta had an extra netherite ingot. So he decided to give that to me for my assistance with this job. And so, of course, I'm going to visit my villagers and use my new netherite on my space pants. And now I have netherite space pants. Yes, and that will pretty much complete my ensemble because I have the helmet, the boots, and now the space pants. And of course, I don't wear a chest plate, I wear my elytra, but I am now fully decked out as far as I'm concerned in netherite.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are no ladies on the server. I probably shouldn't have said that. But, welcome
Hello.
to the official IgnitorSMP horse race draw of the names
Woohoo.
for the tournament.
Very exciting.
I'm kilRkatt, if you didn't know that. And I am hosting the tournament, if that wasn't obvious. And I don't really have anything else to say besides that this whole tournament is sponsored by the Red Zeppelin, the best place to get all your redstone things.
Yes.
Anyway.
Thank you.
More about them later on in the video.
And the first name to be drawn is on the floor. But it's also Zabraxis.
Zab. Okay, he has the number 1 slot.
Alright.
So the number 3 slot is drawn next.
Okay, number 3. Now it is Onyx.
Onyx.
Onyx!
Onyx.
Right.
So does that mean Zab and Onyx are racing together?
Nope. Zab will race whoever gets drawn in the number... sorry, that was the number 2 slot. This is the number 3 slot that's about to be drawn. Zab will race against whoever gets drawn 5th.
Make up
Alright.
your mind.
Yeah, it's just the numbering of the slots is what's confusing me, that's all.
Alright, now. Oh, this one actually did go on the floor.
Yay.
Delta!
So
Delta.
Delta is the 3rd spot. Okay.
The 4th spot almost made it to the floor. And it's Vid!
Vid in number 4. Perfect.
Alright, now
Perfect.
let's go number 5.
So number 5, this person will
Zab.
be racing Zab, yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Number 5 is on the floor. I'm gonna
Please don't
stop
be me.
saying that.
because I already got...
Arcaban Kimball.
Okay,
Okay,
Captain Onyx.
So-
Captain Onyx,
I
yeah.
like I like
So-
Zav and everything. It's just
So
that I've already
Archman
got
will
stuff
be
going on here.
facing Zabraxis.
Yep.
And who will be who?
This will be against Onyx.
And it is total.
Total.
So me and Onyx.
You and
You're
Onyx.
versing Onyx.
Yay!
Alright.
Better
Now,
get that done tonight.
Yeah.
who will verse Delta?
Yeah.
The person voting Delta is Gamer.
Gamer.
Yay.
Gamer.
Awesome.
Gamer is gonna be versus Delta, and then the person who's versing Vid, it
I
kind of
guess.
has to be me.
I guess it's you,
It's
right?
me. So we have the names. I'm gonna go put up who's versing who now on the board, and
Perfect.
have a good night, everyone, or good day. I don't really care.
All right.
Also, this race is sponsored by the Red Zeppelin, best place to get all your redstone needs for cheap and stuff.
Thank you. Shop at Red
More about
Zeppelin.
them later on in the video.
Is there going to be multiple laps?
Yeah, there's
yeah.
there's 1 lap per race, but there's 3 races per bracket round. So it's a best of 3. So you'll race 3 times against your opponent, and then whoever wins 2 of those 3 will advance to the next round.
Okay, thanks.
If you guys want to win the horse race, just to let you know, Red Zeppelin does now have horses available for rent. They are top-notch premium horses.
This is called Vid plugging his product.
Yes,
Not how
it's-
to
Hey, I did it for him.
It's-
He's got to do it now.
It's Red Zeppelin. So yeah, so feel free if you want to take a look. If you want to take a horse for a test ride, any of the horses that are in red armor, you can rent them for 1 diamond block per race. So, and that would be
Sounds
per bracket. So like if you in your first round decide you need a leg up, you rent a horse for a diamond block, and then you can almost be guaranteed to win. Some restrictions apply, not actually guaranteed to win.
That's the fine print or
Yeah.
the low voice in the commercials.
And back to the racetrack again. This is the home stretch part of the racetrack, and I have to walk this really, really carefully in third person because, as you can see, if I didn't, there is some lava that could injure me greatly. And yeah, the end of the horse race is actually exactly the same as the beginning of the horse race. Well, you kind of double back over the same bridge and everything, and then towards the starting gate, which should be right there. Yes. Unfortunately, I do have some sad news to report. Just after recording the clip in the shopping district with the draw for the horse races, I took my horse through the nether portal and he got stuck in a wall and he suffocated and unfortunately died. That's right, my horse, Happy, the horse that was destined to win this whole horse race tournament, has died. And so now I do not have a horse to race in the tournament. Well, I did not have a horse, but luckily, you know me, I've actually been breeding horses. So I took one of my breeding horses and I moved him over to this stall. So this is not Happy. This is Lucky Chance. And he's a slightly faster horse than Happy was, but he's not anywhere near as good a jumper as Happy was. But hopefully he'll still give me a good, solid shot at winning the horse race tournament. And unfortunately, that is where I am going to have to end this episode. I had a blast this week. As you can tell, I did a lot because the episode is very long compared to some of the others. And yes, server lag is causing me to not be able to fly. So hopefully I'll give it one more time because you know how I need to do this. Well, I will see you in the next episode.